life is not linear. We look at our lives, we experience our lives in a linear way, and we kind of get this idea that it's that, you know, you keep progressing forward through life and everything keeps going in this straight line. But it doesn't. Life is these like huge cycles.
Yeah.
And Wizards coming back as a pod and Ned's coming back as a pod is this strange reminder of these like bigger cycles of our lives.
You know, the biggest thing I've been really reflecting on recently is just the fact that, like, I don't know if you had this after Ned's, but I had this idea, kind of the ignorance of youth, if you will, this idea of like, oh, my life is going to be this. And then, of course, life like just bitch slapped the shit out of me and was
no,
like,
it's not.
No, it isn't. And God, was it not?
Yeah.
Like if you told me then where I am now, I would have been like, what are you talking about?
Same.
And that's something that like, and there's beauty in that. And the fact that like, I don't know who I would be as a person if I got exactly what I wanted or what I thought I wanted or what I thought I needed. You know what I mean? And that's something, because I also look at like some of the people that we knew back then and that got that, and they're not great people and they're not really fleshed out people and they're not somebody I would be proud to be. And so that's something that I've been thinking about a lot lately, about how it's like, yeah, there are certain things in my life that I would have been happy if that had happened. Yeah. Because I think for me, the biggest thing is obviously that I still feel a wanting for is a fulfillment as far as like an actor. Yeah. And creatively in that sense. Yeah. And like, like, God damn it. See, this is what I'm talking about with like the floodgates. But with the Brendan Fraser's speech at the Oscars, when he talked about a creative lifeline. Yeah. I was talking to a friend of mine about how many actor friends I know, including myself, but so many people, and I feel like yourself and so many of our friends included, get that. Because it's like, oh, so many of my friends are so talented and they have so much to offer creatively. And we just need a lifeline. Just like, sorry, excuse my French, but just like throw me a bone. Throw me a bone, you know, like let me just play, you know what I mean? And that's what's missing. Yeah. And you watch the same people over and over and over get all these chances. And that's the part that I feel is lacking, that is something that I still feel so passionate about. And sometimes, to be perfectly honest, I resent it. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, I wish I didn't love it as much as I do. Right. Because it would be so much easier and less painful if I didn't. Like
love and want and need this thing.
Yeah, like it would be so much easier if I just didn't crave it as much and it didn't make me feel so much myself. Yeah. But other than that aspect of my life, I feel so fulfilled in these other areas that I would not have had if I hadn't gone from that detour. I would have only had the acting side of my life rather than if I hadn't had like the health shit that I had in my life and had, you know, and that would led to me going into nursing, which has been very painful, but also very rewarding and also opened me up to so much life that I had no idea existed. And so that's just something that like I've been really reflecting a lot on lately of, yes, you know, part of the human condition, to go really, you know, esoteric about it, but is constantly a drive towards something you may not have, but also a thankfulness for not getting what you want and getting what you need, getting you to exactly where you're supposed to be. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, and if you stay open and in it and move through when it's really a struggle, when it's really confusing, to feel such clarity about what you want but not getting it. Yeah. And being willing to move through all that strangeness and find new spaces. I mean, I resonate with everything you just said, because I think, any of us who had the success we had at the age we had.
It's not natural.
No.
It's not.
And it's beautiful and it's a blessing, but it sets you up in a way to really know what's possible. And then the path is not always going to be a straight line to that. And I know all of us actors who have had success and not had success, watching Brendan Fraser win an Oscar, watching Ki Huy, I don't want to butcher his name, but watching Ki win an Oscar, and seeing how moved they are. Yeah, seeing him talk about a creative lifeline to actors, like, my goodness, it's speaking to a deep part of us.
But even people that aren't actors, I mean, there was such a support for both of them.
Yeah.
And I think it speaks to just people in general wanting to see people who have put that much time and devotion.
Yeah.
I don't want to butcher it either, but I think it's Ki Huy Kwan. Yeah. That's how you say it. If I'm butchering that, I'm sorry. But I have the most vanilla name on the planet. So but I mean, to quit for 25 years and then to come back and then have that perseverance rewarded is something I think any human being can get behind.
Yeah.
Because
I
think
wants to see and wants to know is possible.
Yes,
wants to see examples of.
I think we all have something that we love so much and then it gets beaten out of you because we're told, well, that's not possible. Well, that's not realistic. Well, that's not. I mean, even some of my family was like, you got to get a real job.
Right.
You got to go get a real job. You got to go, are we still doing this?
Right.
Like, are you sure? Like, like that kind of thing. And even like once I started nursing, like it kind of like every time people say it because they'll say, well, she quit acting. I'm like, no, I didn't.
No,
I was like, I took a break to go to school, but like, I'm still acting. You know what I mean? But yeah, so it's, I think that was such a beautiful thing about that happening for both of them is it's such a thing to the human condition of like you can have a dream that you really love and it may not happen right away and that doesn't mean it's not going to.
I mean, they just provided a foundation of motivation for an entire generation of actors to keep dreaming and to stay in it. Like truly watching it, you go, all right, fuck, maybe it doesn't happen for 30 years, but it's possible that even after 30 years away or something, the dream is still available. The dream is still alive with the right timing and the right people. Holy shit, I can still want this.
Yeah, it's okay.
Like I can still want this because I fucking want this.
Yeah, no, I know. Like it's this weird like, because I question it all the time where I'm like, what is this weird like fire and drive that doesn't ever get fed? It's like a starving like lion.
It's brutal. It's
you know what I mean?
brutal.
Yeah, totally. And it's like you give them like little tiny scraps every now and then.
Yeah, Santa girl, and I'm like, well, I need more.
You make totally, and then you feed it, and it's just like even more ravenous, And then you find, I mean, we've seen each other over the years about like you find little things over the years and all that kind of stuff and like the play readings I used to try to put together and like just to keep, whatever you can find.
The love, to nurture the love, to nurture the passion for it, to nurture the drive.
Yeah, and it's just it's something where you want like I wonder like what keeps that going. But I've just come to terms with the fact that it's like, it's just part of my purpose. It's part of why I'm here. It's part of what I'm supposed to do. And it's normal to have doubts and it's normal to kind of go through that cycle of like, should I still be doing this? Why am I still doing this? Yes, I should. Okay, this is how I'm going to keep doing it. And to go through that cycle because that's just being human.
Yeah. You have to weigh these things no matter what you're doing in life.
Yeah.
Is this what I should be pursuing? Is this going to lead me to the life that I want to live? Is this going to stabilize certain things? Is it willing to take this risk? I mean, that's like the process of growing up, but it's definitely tricky when you're like pursuing something that's so unrealistic and that is so dreaming. It's dreamy.
Well, it's playing the lottery.
Yeah.
Truly. It's like we're getting scratchers every audition.
Yeah.
For
real. I feel so grateful.